What's the difference between a liberal and a leftist? This question stumps most people because they think liberal and left are essentially the same. But they're not. In fact, liberalism and leftism have almost nothing in common.
Whoa, what the fuck? Wait, first of all, I agree, which is very weird. Why is he saying things that I agree with? What the fuck, dude? I mean, is he going to go into, like, classical liberalism? Probably. I don't know if he's going to talk about classical liberalism, but so far I do agree. I think, in my mind at least, being a leftist means that you subscribe to full, complete, Kale Mohawks, full and complete annihilation of abolishing capitalism, at least. So, versus I feel like liberals believe in some form of the free market potentially leading to the good of all people. That moment when you're on the same side as the protesters at Westboro Baptist Church and actual Nazis. What the fuck? Why is he? I don't know. Let's see what he says, okay? Let's see what he says.
But the left has appropriated the word liberal so effectively, almost everyone, liberals, leftists, and...
Dennis Prager hates cultural appropriation. Oh, no. Yeah, this is true. They usually do start with an easily verifiable normative claim.
Conservatives thinks they are synonymous. But they're not. Let me offer you 6 examples.
Not 1, not 2, but fucking 6 examples. Oh, this is good.
1. Race. This is probably the most obvious difference between liberal and left.
What? What the fuck?
The liberal position on race has always been, A, the color of a person's skin is insignificant, and B, those who believe race is significant are racists. Meanwhile...
Wait, what? Okay. Is this like a, oh, you're anti-white, so you're... Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. I need to bring out a pen and paper to understand the full scope of intellectualism being thrown at me right now is far too much. Okay, so the liberal position is those who believe race is significant. I don't know what believing race is significant means, but
while the left believes the very opposite. To the left, it's the liberal attitude toward race. It's unimportant. That is racist. That's why the University of California officially lists the statement, there is only one race, the human race, as racist. And liberals have always been passionately committed to racial integration, while the left is increasingly committed to racial segregation, such as all black dormitories and separate black graduations at universities.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. This is like looking at historical black colleges and saying, yo, that shit is racist, dude. Why is there a historical black university? Why can't we have a historical white university? The video. Hell yeah, liberal daddy Dennis Prager, dude. Let's go. Oh my God. I love this. I love this.
Universities. 2, capitalism.
I think I'm going to agree with him on this one, but not for the reasons he thinks I will agree with him.
Liberals have always been pro-capitalism because...
I do agree with this statement. Liberals have always been pro-capitalism.
Liberals are committed to free enterprise.
Yes, liberals are absolutely committed to free enterprise. This is true.
And because they know capitalism is the only way to lift great numbers of people.
They do falsely assume that capitalism is the only way to lift great numbers of people out of poverty and that it's not inherently an exploitative economic structure that cannot thrive, nor can it live without slavery or imperialism.
People out of poverty. It is true that liberals want government to play a bigger role in the economy than conservatives do.
Wait, what? I don't understand. Wait, I gotta hear that again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where did we go? Holy shit. There's Superman. Okay.
Never opposed capitalism. It is true that liberals want government to play a bigger role in the economy than conservatives do. But liberals never opposed capitalism, and they were never for socialism.
I don't disagree with what he's saying. The second term, I mean, the second shit that he's mentioning right now, his second point, is true.
Opposition to capitalism and advocacy of socialism are left-wing values. 3,
Fair.
Nationalism.
Where are we going with this one? This is going to be spicy. Guillotine TV.
Liberals believe in the nation-state, whether that nation is the United States, Brazil, or France. But because the left divides the world by class rather than by national identity, the left has always opposed nationalism. So
he's not wrong, dude. He's not fucking wrong. I'm just saying, like, everything, point 2 and point 3 were not wrong so far, okay? I'm just putting that out there.
So, while liberals have always...
Man's as red as fucking Das Kapital. He's out here, he's also out here advocating for nationalism, but... Oh, what the fuck? What are we doing? What does that say about our society when Dennis Prager makes more sense than Kanye West? When I'm in favor of Taylor Swift's positions on politics than Kanye West? What is going on right now?
always wanted to protect American sovereignty and borders, the left is for open borders. When the
Not incorrect.
writers of Superman were liberals, Superman was a proud American whose...
What the fuck? What does this have to do with liberals? When the writers of Superman were liberals,
Superman was a proud American whose very motto was truth, justice, and the American way.
Also, if you have, like, the best graphics design people to be able to fucking put all these, like, comprehensive graphs together, you can't make a better Superman? Like, you can't draw a better Superman? What the fuck? Did you draw this yourself? Also, Superman was an illegal immigrant, you asshole. What are you talking about?
But that all changed a few years ago when left-wing writers took over the comic strip and had Superman renounce his American citizenship to be a citizen of...
He's not even a human being! What the fuck is wrong with you? Superman is a fucking alien, you idiot! He's not even... What? This is so stupid! He's not from this planet. He's... Have you ever... Okay, whatever. Where's Superman's birth certificate?
Of the world. The left has contempt for nationalism, seeing it as the road to fascism.
Because that's never happened before. Historically, nationalism was never used as a justification for fascism before. It never happened. I wonder why we have contempt for nationalism. I wonder where that stems from. I wonder if Dennis Prager is one of those dudes who's like fucking, it was like, actually, Nazis were socialist. Why do liberals not let me have an ethno-state? Oh, this is awesome, dude. Oh, God, this is great.
Better that we should all be citizens of the world in a world without borders.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
4. View...
What? He's just saying things and then moving past... He's saying things and I think he's... I don't... I don't understand. He just, like, he says he's saying things, but I think he means that they were bad. I don't understand what he's saying. What's going on?
Of America. Liberals have always venerated.
By the way, what's really sad about this is that Dennis Prager has a better working knowledge of like leftism or the distinction between leftists and liberals than the majority of like New York Times subscribers. So that's one thing, I guess, that we should get out of this. But hold on. So yeah, liberal position on America.
America. Watch American films from the 1930s through the 1950s, and you will be watching overtly patriotic, America celebrating films, virtually all produced.
Wait. Okay, wait, hold on.
Produced, directed, and acted by liberals.
What the fuck? Wait, so there were no leftists up until 1950 in America? Like there were. What is he saying right now? I don't get, like, first of all, is there no distinction between a liberal and a leftist back then because it suits his perspective because they were like making patriotic movies? What is a patriotic movie?
Liberals were quite aware of America's imperfections, but they agreed with Abraham Lincoln that America is the last best hope of Earth. The left, however, believes the left is the last best hope of Earth.
100. Yes. Preach, daddy. He's right. Like, unironically, I can't believe we found the one fucking Prager University video out of all of the videos that I've seen of Prager University. We found the one where I'm like, I agree with most of the things he's saying.
And regards America as racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, violent, and imperialistic.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
5. Free speech. No one has been more committed than American liberals to the famous statement, I wholly disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. But the left is leading the first widespread suppression of free speech in modern American history. From the universities, to the tech companies that govern the internet, to almost every...
You know, those tech companies that, you know, Nazis have no room to exist on. Those famous tech companies, which, by the way, no matter what your understanding of the First Amendment is, like, still, these tech companies are private corporations, and therefore... aren't the speech happening on those private corporations obviously don't fall under the First Amendment protective umbrella, but it doesn't. Does this guy just not know about COINTELPRO? Yeah, it's fine. I don't. Let's keep going.
Every other institution and place of work. Of course.
There's no freedom of speech in places of work, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? If you think there should be freedom of, like, there's no freedom of speech in the workplace, okay? The only platform, the only place where we can, like, genuinely have a constitutional conversation about freedom of speech and whether the American understanding of free speech should exist are public universities. And that is a conversation that happens all the time. And that's why that's the battleground for free speech. When it comes to workplaces, you don't have free speech in the workplace. You can't spew hate speech in a place of work. Wear a Nazi armband to work if you think that you should have free speech at your place of work. God, I'm way to get owned on every point. They're being pressured by the Dems and SJWs, and he's talking about the culture of free speech. Get owned, dude. Thanks, dude. You know you're stupider for like assuming that I'm wrong about my positions and yet you still watch. It's like you can't look away. What does that say about you, Ruger Pooger? You dumb bitch. Anyway, or kneel at the national anthem for... Oh, well, that's another thing. Yeah, obviously, you can't do that either. You can't do that, especially when the president literally fucking claims that this person should be fired for kneeling for the national anthem. Anyway.
The left claims
successfully is able to pass NFL policy. But JP said that you can go to jail for calling a trans woman a man, so we are clearly under attack.
To only oppose hate speech. But putting aside the fact that the left deems hate speech anything it differs with, protecting what you or...
Putting aside the fact that the left deems anything they disagree with? Like, who... I don't think vanilla ice cream is a good flavor of ice cream. I disagree with that statement. That doesn't mean that that statement is hate speech, dog. There is like a very clear definition of what fucking hate speech is. Oh, you're recording it for reactions and sending it to YouTubers? Also, it's not stupid to watch people you disagree with? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sick, dude. You're spending a lot of effort. You're spending a lot of time and energy on dumb shit. This guy's playing both sides of a very dubious fence, and I don't get it. Projection University. Wow, unfollowed. I feel attacked. Hold on. Let's get back to
that the left deems hate speech anything it differs with, protecting what you or I might consider hate speech is the entire point of free speech. 6.
It's not that ambiguous. Like, I mean, I understand it, and I've talked about this before, where like, where it comes to the government interference. When it comes to government interference, like that's where I draw the line. And I've said this before. If we're gonna have an entirely separate argument about Hassan, I'm giving your videos views, get owned. Yeah. I've talked about this on the stream before. My perspective on what could potentially happen in an increasingly authoritarian culture that we live under in America. If we were to roll back free speech protections, like constitutional free speech protections. Look, I personally have experienced the negative consequences of not having any sort of First Amendment, any sort of freedom of speech when I'm talking about Turkey. But, which is part of the reason why I'm very protective over the First Amendment here in the United States. This is something I've talked about plenty before, but there's a difference between hate speech and speech that promotes violence or panic. It's why you can't shout fire in a crowded theater. It's not protected by free speech protections. Yeah, well, Red Arch Ranger, I've talked about that before as well. There's no such thing as like free speech absolutism. It's absolute bullshit. And that, but yeah, Sandrock says, but we have a First Amendment and it should not protect hate speech. So the concept that what we define as hate speech might change down the line, that's something that I've literally experienced in Turkey, which is part of the reason why I'm very skeptical. But on the other hand, plenty of countries all around the planet don't protect hate speech under their version of free speech, and yet they seem to be totally fine. As a matter of fact, they're not totalitarian hellholes, and also on top of that, they have people, I mean, they have way smaller criminal populations. So if there's any country in the world that is already incarcerating a fuckload of their people, it's the United States, the country with free speech. So how free are we, really? Germany does all right with the whole banning Nazi shit thing. Yeah, I think that there are certain limits that we could point to. Say that to Britain, which is a totalitarian hellhole. Oh God, I'm sure. Yes, yeah, dude. I was in the UK recently. I just got back from London, and it's not a totalitarian hellhole. Yeah. Yeah, and before someone mentions fucking UK, well, there are plenty of examples of what you just said. Yes, the United Kingdom is a totalitarian hellhole because Tommy Robinson went to jail. You're correct. Yes, that's it. You guys are right. Is it hate speech to keep calling the cops on black people? It should be. Hate speech isn't a thing, just made up. The term is fighting words and calls the violence. Okay. They have Brexit problems, but other than that, people talk the most shit, haven't even left their own town, let alone their state. Lauren Southern banned? You think banning Lauren Southern it constitutes that it's a totalitarian hellhole when in America we have freedom of speech, but we also house 25% of the world's incarcerated population? Are you really that stupid, or are you acting dumb right now on this fucking stream for your dipshit YouTube friends that you're gonna clip out parts for? Lauren Southern banned from the UK. She's a journalist. She's not a fucking journalist, you idiot. Shut up. Dude, you're gone, dude. I'm taking away your speech privileges just for fun, because that's the kind of leftist asshole I am. There you go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Ruger Pooper. Owned. Wrecked. You just got free speeched, bitch. Oh, God. Lauren Southern, the journalist. Oh, my God. Yes, I'm a fascist now. Anyway, let's get back into it. The best way to counter hate speech is more speech. If your ideas are better, then you should have no problem proving lesser ideas wrong by limiting someone's speech regardless of how bad their ideas may be. You're only giving them more. Yeah, no, intellectually, I agree with that position. Is she really banned from the UK? I would need a fact. No. She is banned from the UK. I believe she is banned from the UK. I'm fairly sure that is. Anyway.
Western civilization.
Hell yeah.
Liberals have always championed and sought to protect Western civilization.
What is this? What is he implying here, I wonder? Like, what is that?
Liberals celebrate the West's unique moral, philosophical, artistic, musical.
Not a combination, completely isolated. Like, Western culture, completely isolated. Didn't have anything to do with Eastern culture whatsoever. Our moral, philosophical, artistic, musical, and literary culture is totally unique to the West and nowhere else. It's also, for some reason, it's tribalist when it comes to the West. There's no division within the tribes within the West. Like the Anglo-Saxon culture and Germanic culture are not drastically different than one another. You know, that's all crazy talk. It's just one big homogenous Western white culture. That's super unique, and also it was never touched by the barbarism of the East. Love this. But go on. Liberals celebrate the West's unique moral, philosophical, artistic, musical, and literary
achievements, and have taught them at virtually every university. The most revered liberal in American political.
Let me just say something really quickly, by the way. This is one of the things I love. Where does this dipshit think leftist culture came from? Like, what universities did like left-wing philosophies come out of? Like, do you think Karl Marx is an Asian guy or something? Do you think Karl Marx was a Middle Easterner? You fucking moron. Where do you think socialism was created? This is so stupid. He did.
History, President Franklin Roosevelt.
I don't understand. Like, how can you separate communism and socialism from or like different iterations of socialist thought? How can you separate that from Western civilization or Western culture just because you don't disagree with it? This is gluten. I'm avoiding it. It's not gluten. I'm gluten-free now, so gluten is no longer Western culture. Things that I don't like, no longer Western culture. Sorry, liberals. What a dumb perspective this is. Like, yeah, Marx was literally German, dude. What the fuck? Like, it's so stupid. And then they always say, like, cultural Marxism, which is a fascist dog whistle, but they'll always say, like, cultural Marxism is ruining Western culture. And then you ask them, well, where did cultural Marxism start? Like, what exactly do you mean? And they're like, oh, it's a bunch of Jews in the Frankfurt School. Oh, in the Frankfurt School. So they were also European. So they're also a part of Western culture. Marx is a Korean idiot.
Roosevelt often cited the need to protect Western civilization and even Christian civilization.
Dog, you're Jewish. What are you... Wait, isn't Dennis Prager Jewish? Like, what the fuck? How can you side with the...
Yet when President Donald Trump spoke of the need to protect Western civilization...
Yes, dude. Back in fucking FDR's day, if you said the N-word, people probably didn't question that either. Does that mean that the same culture still exists? Or should it still exist? What a stupid fucking opinion here. Sex is a hoax invented by neo-Marxists within social science academia to subjugate men to the will of feminists and thus dismantle traditional values. Have any of you actually had sex? Me either. Don't believe the lies. That's very good. My friend, you get a gift subscription for that. That was very funny. Oh shit, I can't. Oh, can I do it from here? Oh, yep, I can. There you go. Okay, well now I can't get back from the subscription to... God damn it. Alright. Anyway. Where were we? From Prager's Wikipedia. Although Jewish, his views generally align with the Christian right. Like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, man. FDR did set up socialist programs, even though a lot of those socialist programs did not extend to the black community. But, yeah, no, that's very good. It's very good to...
In a speech in Warsaw, the left-wing media, also known as the mainstream media, denounced him.
So wait. So he made like very... By the way, this looks like the Kaaba. This is like the Mecca triggered. Anyway. Triggered. Sorry for shit posting like that. I apologize. There's people... I'm sorry, Izzy. I didn't mean to. I got too caught up in my rhetoric. But he made like pretty precise and pretty clear distinctions between leftist like ideology and also liberals, and I largely agree with it, right? But then he said left-wing media is mainstream media. Like, is he implying that like CNN is socialist or something? Is he implying that MSNBC or the New York Times, which fucking routinely hypes up literal Nazis with articles like the Nazi next door or Ben Shapiro, the fucking intellectual titan, or Dana Loesch, should we give her a puff piece too? She requested to fist our ass. Like, that New York Times is socialist. That's very interesting. Mainstream media, like the Wall Street Journal, which frequently endorsed the new fascists coming out of Brazil. Mainstream media, like MSNBC, that has sponsored posts from like Raytheon and shit. That mainstream media is left-wing. That's and I'm picking like the leftist ones that the leftist examples I can use. Very cool. Very cool. But this is the problem, okay? Even this dipshit who knows, who completely understands, who's completely capable of understanding the difference between leftists and liberals, still then turns around and says, left-wing media, aka mainstream media, owned, like... He can't actually believe this, right? Like, I don't think Dennis Prager thinks that like CNN is communist. CNN, more like communist news network owned.
They argue that Western civilization is no better than any other, and that Western civilization is just a euphemism for white supremacy. So then, if liberalism and leftism are so different...
Well, it is supremacy. If you're arguing that, like, Western civilization is better than... Like, inherently, that argument means that you are saying that Western civilization is supreme. So, the difference that you have is, I guess you're saying Western civilization supremacy rather than white supremacy, I guess? I don't know. Is that the argument? Is that the semantics argument that you're making at this point? Because you literally are... You've made the claim that like, Western civilization is better... is unique. He has a unique set of values, which is also ahistorical, regardless of anything else. But, I mean, okay, so why don't liberals oppose the left? All right, let's see.
Why don't liberals oppose the left? In a nutshell, because they have been taught all their lives to fear the right. But as one of the best-known liberals in America, Harvard Law School professor Alan Dershowitz said...
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? One of the best-known liberals in America? Donald Trump's best friend, Harvard Law School professor Alan Dershowitz. Whoa. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My stream is crashing a little bit. I don't know what the deal is, but it is getting laggy. It is getting laggy on my end as well. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna... The matrix is glitching. Yeah, just refresh. Matrix glitched for a second.
As a liberal, as an American, and as a Jew, I far more fear the left than the right.
I just... Why? Because they were mean to you when you were at your fucking Martha's Vineyard, like, whatever, like your apartment or your beachfront cottage in Martha's Vineyard? They were like, there are too many tabs open right now, Spank Monkey. Like, okay, first of all, like, Alan Dershowitz was also on the Lolita Express with Donald Trump and Bill Clinton. So let's just fucking put that out there, all right? Let's not... Like, this guy, most likely... I'm not going to slander Alan Dershowitz. He's very libel happy. I mean, he's very litigious. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to step out of line. So I'm just going to move past this point, okay? Just know that he's not a great guy. Look into it on your own. Look up Alan Dershowitz's first wife. That's all I'm going to say. You can Google that. That's not something illegal for me to say. Just do that, though, for your own sake. Anyway.
Dear liberals, conservatives are not your enemy.
What a fucking... This is the new... Like, this is this new thing that I'm seeing with conservative rhetoric. I see it so frequently when conservatives are just, like, asking you not only to avoid empirical evidence, okay, but now they're asking you to avoid anecdotal evidence. They're like, don't look outside of your window. Don't watch television. Don't listen to people that are telling you that they hate you because you're, you know, libtards or you're stupid or you're cucks or whatever. An entire campaign ran off of, like, an entire campaign that was launched off of the personal grievances that American conservatives felt towards one of the most milquetoast, boring presidents, one of the most middle ground presidents like Barack Obama. The vindication that they personally felt off of that, and the manifestation of that anger turning into Donald Trump. And we're all supposed to ignore this reality? I don't understand how you could make this, how you could make this statement.
The left is. I'm Dennis Prager.
Like, what a stupid video this was. I will send you a strongly worded email